In this video, I'll be sharing certain photographic and videographic memories I have of attending the Kochi Biennale 2023. Once I reached Kochi, I got down at Menaga and took a boat to Fort Kochi. Once I reached Fort Kochi, I took some street photographs and entered Pepper House, which was the venue closest to the boat jetty. The maps describing about the venues were quite good, and this is Pepper House. Before every artwork, there were descriptions like this. Most of the artworks and art installations were about human rights violations. That's what I found out from the descriptions. Check out these tiny houses in this huge landscape painting. I found this quite good. And this is the whole painting. I like the way how they arranged all these artworks. It's quite good. The grids they have added looks like the grid of my mobile phone camera. These are real photographs printed on wood. Let's zoom into this and see what's inside. Wow, it looks quite good. They have mixed actual maps with drawings and they have given an identity to each person. You can, if you observe closely, you can find the names of people. Here we have Ponnu and the you have Abira and Unni Krishnan, etc. Well, it looks pretty good. After I came out of the room, I saw this beautiful wall lamp. It looks so antique. And these are the artworks of Mitra Kamalam about the evil practices of sati that was practiced in India. Mitra Kamalam's work is actually inspired by a Dutch artist. I learned it from the description, and it looks very feminine with all these flowers and these minute details. It's pretty good, but it also tells about the sad story of women trapped in certain situations which they were forced into. Here, real anatomical drawings are mixed with these pictures, giving them a kind of eerie feeling. Yes, pomegranate is highly symbolic of woman's fertility and stuff like that. And I really like this one. This uh, merging of photography with this sculpture, and it looks painful and beautiful. And here you have people of different cultures vomiting the same thing that they got from tradition. Well, that's how patriarchy oppresses both women and men. Now let's look at the works of Minma Maang. He's from Myanmar and his works are about the military occupying Myanmar. He has used backlight to give importance to these photographs, collage photographs that depicts certain feelings and certain emotions of people of Myanmar under military occupation. Then I saw the works of Shahar Shah, which was quite interesting. They look like a depiction of a dystopian city. But the thing is that we could be living in such cities as we stagger through our mundane lives. Apart from the artworks, I was also awed by the beautiful architecture and view from Pepper House. The windows have a antique quality to them, and Their view through these windows also looks something special, and it gives you some kind of sublime feeling. That's what I liked about the architecture of Pepper House. Watching these bamboo trees and tiled houses through the windows of Pepper House is actually something very unique and special. Many of us perceive art as something to do with paintings or sculptures, and uh, these modern works actually changes our mind. We think of art in terms of photographs, collages, antique objects, and unique things that we find beauty in it, but we don't exactly call it art. We sometimes call it as part of history or something like that. Sometimes even advertisements and logos can turn into art. I was really fascinated about this art installation that was just a crown and with two lights pointing at it. And it gave me some kind of feeling of elegance and a sense of symmetry. And this work was little different from the rest of the works. Most of the works were about human rights violations and war conflicts, etc. And then there was this work which was just photographs of rocks. That was quite fascinating. My next stop was Aspinwall House, and here are some unique photographs I took on the way. I was really impressed by this church like structure with Kathakali paintings, this Che Guevara picture, and this is a selfie I took. And these are some photographs I took of the artworks in Aspinwall House. Variety is the spice of life. Yeah, this long chart piece was an art installation that caught my eye. Here you have a serious, colorful political art, and this looks really epic. When you keep these people in the foreground, you realize how large these artworks are. It's a kind of maximalist art. And there are written things over here, something about pension. Unlike Pepper House, there are large crowds over here. Another reason could be that it's because the entry was free on the last day of Biennale. I could find many people posing for pictures over here, and here is an example. Here you have some women who are doing some serious rituals, or are they crying out to the gods? This man is pointing towards something. It's how his land was taken away from him, or is it how climate change has changed the way his village looks? Or is it how the rivers got dried up? We, the people who live in the city, are alienated from the problems Indians face in the village. This guy looks really pathetic. And this is about the photographer who took these pictures. It's more about Chhattisgarh and the conflict between the police and the separatist Maoists in this region, and how the villages are affected. Another chart work art, and this is an artwork with some threads. The message is quite clear when it comes to all these political art. It's just don't eat cake, eat the rich. Yes, that's it. These are technically for sitting, but it also counts as art. In Aspinwall House, there's a clear domination of digital art, and you can find a lot of projections over here. This is one of them. At last, I reached the Aboriginal Embassy. Let's see what's inside the Aboriginal Embassy. Yes, nothing, no paperwork. So it's a bit anarchist, and doesn't have those cruel, emotionless bureaucrats. Now let's explore this tree house over here. There are people taking photographs inside. Looks like a bamboo multiverse. How can I enter this multiverse? So here's the portal. I'm entering into this bamboo multiverse. You have bamboo chairs over here on which you can sit. You have children sitting on it. Back to the indoors. I think the theme here is about the Red Indians and how their culture was destroyed by the colonial powers. And here you have a quote over here. I'll later show this quote. These are paper cuttings. And then I arrived to the Indians' hurted fantasy. Art using threads once again. This series of pop art is based on Vivan Sundaram's visit to Mexico. It is called The Heights of Machu Picchu. It's deeply inspired by Mayan architecture and symbolisms found in Mayan temples. We can see images of culture and life that Mexicans lived long time ago. And this art is filled with humanism of some sort. We get to see images that talk of deep relationships and deep existential feelings that we encounter as we move through the colors of life. It's tiny as well as dynamic and quite colorful, and the lights of the tube lights and its reflections actually adds a special layer to this artwork. Okay, let's get some fresh air and look at the sea from outside. Because Aspinwall House is close to the sea, it's blessed with these beautiful views. You can watch boats and people watching boats. That's fun. Yes, no smoking, no alcohol, no drugs. This looks quite awesome. Great symmetry. It's like the doors are leading us to another dimension or something like that. The sea is being reflected on this artwork. It's a artwork of a Bangladeshi library, and you have a woman sitting there. So it's the sea of knowledge. Yes. All the artworks here have certain political message and political stories to tell, and you have anti-nationalist and anti-military ideas here. All trees are potential enemies. Science fiction is a genre about death, and sea is a lifeless body of water. Is this art or a piece of nature? Let's go out once again and look at the birds and the ships. The birds are sitting here and enjoying the wind that's coming from the sea. And they may be wondering what these ships and boats are doing. Yeah, they are very patient, like the people watching this video. Wow, many ships out there. And this looks like a business kind of ship. It's transporting something somewhere. We don't know why or what. Yes, and there you have Chinese fishing nets. Yes, they look beautiful. There you have a jungle transporting vehicles from one end of the sea to the other end of the sea. And there you have that oil factory over there. Yeah, this is just the sea and the birds in it. That ship has gone somewhere, and there you have a boat and a person taking photo of the boat or the sea, whatever. Aspinwall House is quite big, quite old, and some parts of it are broken, and you have plants growing out of different parts of this place. Yes, this one. Should I leave my footwear over here? Oh, it's a work of art. Banners with certain messages, and it all is about the ships. Yeah, the ship is over here. Eat your liberty. Eat your liberty. Yeah, these works are good. It looks like nature trampled with artificiality or something like that. It's a kind of violent action on nature. And this looks very red. Quotes by Shakespeare and Rachel Carson about man and environment. The theme of this artwork is about carpentry and man, and it looks like Nietzsche and someone else. Ouch. His head is cut into halves. I'm having an existential crisis just by looking at this. Yes, that's what it is. And here you have a great artwork. The guy is taking a photo of it. And let's go closer to see what it is. And this is an artwork which I liked very much. And it's people, people and their shadows. Let's look closer. It looks like people from the 1950s. They all are holding hands and waiting for something. And you have their shadows behind that looks quite awesome. Maybe they are waiting for a train. So I will take a video from the point of view of the train. See, all of them are waiting for the train. Wow, it looks amazing. This is a perfect gentleman. All these are artworks of Amul K. Patel, and it's called The Politics of Skin and Movement. This is a art installation I found at Kochi Biennale. It's actually a portrayal of Indus Valley civilization. That's what I felt about it. You have all these brick walls, and it looks like a civilization that got destroyed years ago. And you even have a well over here. I like this very well. It's so symmetrical. It looks like the genetic code of human beings in the future. It's so awesome. This is a work by Anne Summit, and it looks like something Japanese, like something samurai. And when I went closer, felt like it looks like a deity, a Hindu deity, maybe Durga. It's a maybe a tribute to Bengali culture or something like that. Yeah, see, this is how it looks from the side view. It is called Cannot Be Broken and Won't Live Unspoken. So we have the works of Arpita Singh. This one is a very big canvas, and it talks about these demons that exploit human beings. These demons may not be real demons, they can be in the form of media, or it can be a critique of the present day culture of shaming people and cancel culture, etc. And you have writings here with you and Sita. We know from Ramayana that Sita was abducted by Ravana, and in some way we are also trapped in certain worlds, certain demonic worlds, because of the media or certain forces that uh, we are stuck up with. Human beings actually don't have free will. We are always controlled by something or someone or some bigger plan, or we are stuck up. So let's escape into the Indian rural life that looks very calm, and it's about people working hard to make a living, and it feeds into certain nostalgic feelings. These are the works of Shanti Ian. Unlike other works, her works are not political. Or can we say that there's some kind of subtle politics hidden in all this? This is really sad. These are the names of many women, transgenders, and LGBT activists who were killed in South Africa. This exposes the femicide that takes place in South Africa. I was not aware of any of this. Only when I came to this art festival, I came to know about this. This artwork is accompanied by a chorus that you can hear as the background sound, and this chorus is a kind of mourning. This is a work by Gabriel Goliath. I am going to end this video with a positive note. These are some pictures that I took from the children's art studio that I found on the way while I was returning back. It's called the Art Room.